One root produces more natural sweetness per gram than an apple, feeds billions of gut bacteria with every bite, and grows in a garden bed with almost no care from the moment you plant it to the moment you harvest it. It has been cultivated in the Andes for over 2,000 years. Scientists at the National Autonomous University of Mexico documented its prebiotic compounds in peer-reviewed research in 2017. Nutritionists across Japan, Brazil, and Germany have studied it as a clinical tool for managing blood sugar, supporting weight loss, and rebuilding gut health for over 3 decades. And almost nobody in the Western world grows it. Almost nobody has even tasted it. That is going to make a lot more sense in about 4 minutes. But first, let me show you exactly what this root is, what the science confirms about it, and why something this nutritionally significant has been sitting on the wrong side of the world's vegetable gardens for the last 50 years. The root is Yacon, Smolanthus sonchifolius. In the Quechua language of the Andean highlands, the name means water root, named for the extraordinary moisture content of the tuber, which at peak freshness is over 90% water infused with a compound that behaves unlike any sugar your body has ever processed. Bite into a fresh Yacon root and the experience does not match any vegetable reference you already have. It is crisp like a water chestnut. It is juicy like a ripe pear, and it is sweet. Genuinely, surprisingly sweet. Street vendors in Cusco, Peru sell it sliced and salted on paper sheets the way vendors in Bangkok sell mango. Children eat it like fruit. Farmers eat it between meals the way workers elsewhere reach for an energy bar. Here is what those vendors and farmers have always known, and what the food industry spent 50 years hoping you would not find out. That sweetness is essentially calorie-free. Ride that again slowly. A root that tastes sweeter than most fruit, that children eat by the handful, that satisfies sugar cravings completely, and that your body cannot metabolize into fat or glucose. The compound responsible is called fructooligosaccharides, FOS. It is classified as a dietary fiber, not a sugar, because human digestive enzymes cannot break it down. It passes through the stomach and small intestine intact and arrives in the colon undigested, where it becomes the preferred food source of lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, the bacterial species most associated with healthy gut function, immune regulation, and metabolic efficiency. You are not eating a sweetener. You are eating a precision delivery system for the bacteria that run your immune system. That is not a marketing claim. That is the mechanism documented in peer-reviewed gastroenterology literature since 1995. What the science actually shows: walk through any traditional market in Cajamarca, Peru on a Saturday morning, and you will see Yacon piled in wooden crates next to potatoes and corn, treated as an ordinary vegetable by people who have been eating it their entire lives without ever reading a nutritional study. The Andean farmers who cultivated it for 2,000 years did not need a clinical trial to know that it kept digestion regular and did not spike blood sugar the way other sweet foods did. The research spent 30 years catching up to what those farmers already knew. A landmark study published in Clinical Nutrition in 2009 conducted a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial examining Yacon syrup consumption in obese premenopausal women with insulin resistance. After 120 days, the Yacon group showed significant reduction in body weight, waist circumference, and fasting insulin levels. The placebo group showed no change. Weight loss, reduced insulin resistance, no diet change. From a root, a 2014 study from the Brazilian Journal of Microbiology measured the effect of Yacon FOS on gut microbiome composition over 8 weeks. Bifidobacterium populations increased by 400% in the Yacon group compared to baseline. 400% in 8 weeks. From eating a root that tastes like a pear. Researchers at Chiba University in Japan published a 2018 paper finding significant alpha-glucosidase inhibition from Yacon, the same mechanism targeted by the type 2 diabetes medication acarbose. The root slows the absorption of any sugar consumed alongside it. It does not just avoid raising blood sugar itself. It actively reduces the blood sugar impact of everything else you eat at the same meal. This is a vegetable that functions at the biological level like a diabetes medication. And it grows in your garden. Why nobody told you to grow it, I am not suggesting a conspiracy. I'm simply pointing to a fact pattern. The global sugar substitute market is worth $28 billion annually. The prebiotic supplement market adds another $8 billion. The probiotic supplement market, products designed to deliver exactly what Yacon delivers for free as a side effect of tasting good, is worth $77 billion. Every one of those markets depends on you not knowing this root exists. A Yacon plant purchased once for €4 produces multiple large tubers in its first season. The The propagation tubers left in the ground after harvest regrow the following year without replanting. A single established bed produces continuously, self-propagates indefinitely, and requires no fertilizer and no annual seed purchase. Yacon arrived in European horticultural literature in the 1980s. By the 1990s, it was under active research in Japan, Germany, and Brazil as a functional food for diabetic populations. It never crossed into mainstream garden culture. Not because it failed to grow, not because the research was inconclusive, because there was no distribution infrastructure willing to push a self-propagating root that eliminates the need for half a dozen purchasable health products. The supplement aisle is what gets promoted. The root is what gets forgotten. How to grow at Yacon has one firm requirement. It is frost-sensitive and needs to be planted after the last frost date in your region. Everything else it manages itself. Purchase Yacon propagation crowns from a specialist vegetable nursery, typically 3 to 6 euros per crown. One crown produces one plant. One plant produces between 5 and 20 eating tubers in its first season, plus 3 to 8 new propagation crowns for the following year. Plant in any reasonably fertile, well-draining soil with full sun. Space plants 60 to 80 centimeters apart. Yacon grows to between 1.5 and 2.5 meters and shades out weeds beneath it once established. It is a self-weeding crop. Water during dry spells in the first 6 weeks. After that, established plants are largely drought-tolerant. Harvest after the first light frost kills the above-ground growth, typically in October or November in temperate climates. Brush off loose soil and leave tubers in indirect light for 1 to 2 weeks before eating. This curing period converts additional starch to phos. A freshly dug Yacon is good. A 2-week cured Yacon is extraordinary. Eat it raw, sliced into salads, or juiced. Cooking above 60 degrees Celsius degrades the phos content. Store harvested tubers in a cool, dark location for 2 to 3 months. Store propagation crowns in barely moist sand in a frost-free location and replant in spring. What the Andes always knew: the Quechua farmers who cultivated Yacon for 2,000 years did not have gastroenterology journals or clinical trials. They had a root that tasted like fruit, kept their digestion functioning at altitude, and produced itself again every year without asking anything of them in return. They called it water root. They traded it at market. They fed it to children and elders. They did not need a supplement industry to tell them what it was worth. Because every harvest told them directly, we built a $77 billion industry selling back in capsule form what those farmers grew in the ground for free. The €4 crown is still available. The garden bed is still there. The bacteria in your gut are still waiting for the food they were designed to process. The Andes remembered. The research confirmed it. The only question left is whether you decide to plant it.